This year has been a strange year when it comes to entertainment and in the gaming industry. I mean, this year we had drones freaking out everyone.
What are these drones? Where are they coming from? Are we under attack? Oh my God. Do I need a vaccination? Do I gotta wear a mask? Why don't they tell us what's going on with these drones? Oh my God. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. They said drones. Oh my God. I gotta get the bread and milk.
Yes, some people believe that they are coming from a galaxy far, far away, while others think they are coming right there from Washington, D.C. This year, we saw a lot of prominent persons in the music industry be accused of all sorts of heinous things.
Come on out, you rapist!
But I think the wildest of them all when it comes to the gaming industry is that a game that sold 1.5 million in 3 months was able to get Game of the Year. I mean, this was so crazy that even the team there at Black Myth Wukong knew it was a lie.
My first time being in the front row. I was like, wow, thanks, Jeff. Great seats. But being in the front row means that you can see all of the actually important people. So like next to me was the whole Sony team. Frankly, that's probably why they put me there, was because when they gave me the seat, I was with Sony. So I was with the Sony publishing team. Behind me was Joseph Faris. Just behind him was Sam Lake, both of whom I know and am very fond of. They're both really great dudes. But I could see all of the nominees and awards winners, and the Black Myth Wukong team, I don't know which person on the team, was crying when Astrobot got Game of the Year.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
You could see him just looking down the line, which is the first time I've ever seen anything like that, because generally everyone is like, Game Awards doesn't matter that much. But yeah, the Wukong team were crying when they did not win, which is definitely unusual. Clearly meant a lot to them. They did an amazing thing. But I did find that surprising. Like, whoa. Did it look like celebratory crying? No. They were upset. Definitely upset that they didn't win. Which is also fair. But it was still just surprising, is really all I'm saying.
I mean, this is sad, but what did the Black Myth team thought would have happened? They thought that Jeff would have allowed anything but Astrobot to win? Come on, let's be real. But there was one thing that had the gaming industry talking, and that was the new DEI initiative that a lot of these studios are pushing in their games. Now, there are some gamers who don't mind, the DEI stuff, but there are a lot, when I mean a lot of gamers, who do mind that this DEI is being pushed in the gaming industry. Today, however, we are going to talk about how Sony's new game is giving some early signs of a disappointing launch, and why Sony should be worried. We'll talk about it. So you know what? Let's get it!
This is a sickness!
Let's get it! So before we continue the video, guys, if this type of content interests you, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. No doubt it would aid us on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Of course, you get great Xbox news, some Nintendo news shown in there, and of course, the Sony Pony Salt. So if this type of content interests you, hit that like button today. Now let's get back to the video. First up, let's first talk about some Switch 2 news. Yes, some Nintendo news finally on this channel. So we know that the Switch 2 has long been rumored as to be coming out next year, but although there were a lot of different persons who claim to be leakers, nothing has truly stuck when it comes to leaks of the Nintendo Switch 2. Well, we might be changing that at this point, because some very credible leaks and images came out recently about the Nintendo Switch 2. Take a look. Now, what you're watching here is supposed to be the Switch 2. Now, how true is that? we don't know. But you can see here it's very similar to the Switch 1. If you look at the back, you see that it comes with a new design stand, and it looks a little bigger than the current Switch 1. Now it comes in two colors. We have the white, and I'm seeing that you would have a black as well. Now it does look sturdy, and it does look like I don't know if it comes with a case or what have you, but if it is, you look at the new Joy-Cons, you would see that it's a little bigger from the previous Joy-Cons. No doubt it would fit better in the hands for those who use the Joy-Con to play, multiplayer games with their friends or their family or so forth. Nintendo has ensured themselves to be getting more Joy-Con money from these new Joy-Cons. Now, if it is, you look at the dock is not as tall as before. It's a little shorter. Now, what power this dock has in it, now we don't know. Now, based on what Deck Wizard is saying, he's saying that, this console will not have any OLED. Now, this might be a deal breaker for a lot of fans, because fans are looking forward to an OLED model in the new Switch. Now, would you be able to tell a significant difference when it comes to OLED and LCD? Some would say yes, but some would say no. But the lack of an OLED, no doubt, would be a deal breaker. Now, these are some of the images of the Switch 2. Is it true? Is it false? We don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. We know if the leaks are coming out so frequent that this console will be announced as soon as possible. Let me hear what you think about the Switch 2 rumors, and do you think that this console will do as well as the Switch 1? Let me know in the comment sections below. Now let's talk about this DEI situation that Sony and a lot of other gaming developers found themselves in. Earlier this year, a lot of game devs and a lot of games really showed that they are, accepting this DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion model for their games. And devs really need to consider what putting DEI into their games would mean for their game. We know that there is a lot of games who would have been damaged indefinitely because of putting DEIs into their games. I mean, who could remember Concord? Concord was heavily influenced by this DEI. And I'm not saying that this is the main reason why Concord died, but no doubt this was one of the reasons why Concord died. We're not just talking about having a different race, we are talking about the heavy DEI into these games. Devs need to consider what it would mean for their games and really weigh out the benefits compared to the disadvantage of the game. Now, we know that games like Dragon Age Veilguard suffered negative publicity for having these, heavy DEI focus storylines in them. Now, after Intergalactic was announced at the Game Awards, a lot of the Sony fans and gamers all around the world said this about Intergalactic.
Right here. Holy mother of Jesus! She's a man. I went to second base with a damn Frenchman. It's the crying games. I'm Brokeback Carter. Oh,
I'm not a man, he's just a wigger.
You sure about that? Huh? Lee, go over there and check the hardware.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Yes, gamers all over the world is taken aback why all these chicks are looking like dudes in these video games. Well, we might get an idea as to why this is happening when we listen to what Neil Druckmann has to say about his vision for video games going forward. Yes, we have a very good idea what is the plan for all the modern gamers who will be playing new games coming out from devs like Neil Druckmann. Now listen very carefully as to what he has to say.
Specifically, I'm talking about our female characters. And whether we want to admit it or not, these are role models. And yet we sexualize, we objectify, we marginalize, and we reduce these female characters to a lot less than they can be. And this is coming from a guy that almost made a really misogynistic game. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. So once this thing failed and I had this awakening, almost exactly at the same time, this Kickstarter happened about the tropes versus women in video games. And while you might argue with the way it delivers its message or whether every point is exact, you can't argue with just the pattern that you see in the industry. So I was really intrigued by this. The videos for the video games hadn't come out yet, but I watched the rest of Anita's videos, and I realized it's not just a problem in games, it's actually throughout entertainment. So I wanted to learn more about it on my own, so I started reading some of these books. And you see that popular culture has quite a significant effect. And we, as human beings, we mimic the things that we really like and love. And it affects how we feel about ourselves, our self-esteem, how girls feel about themselves, and how us as guys kind of view girls. These things teach us these elements. So while working on The Last of Us, I had this secret agenda that becoming less and less secret the more I talk about this stuff. I wanted to create one of the coolest non-sexualized female video game protagonists. And I felt like with The Last of Us, if we did that, there's an opportunity here to change the industry. And I know that sounds pretentious, but that was my goal.
Yes, you heard it from the horse's mouth himself. It was Niels Druckmann MO to push strong female, may I say, lesbian characters onto the industry. It's not me saying that, this is what he has said. Now, it's very, very important for Sony and their fans to understand that currently Intergalactic has a dislike worse than Concord. Let me see that over again. Intergalactic has more dislikes than Concord. There are even some persons likening Intergalactic to Concord too. Now, there are some fans who don't mind playing as a female character, who don't mind playing as a character who likes the same sex. There are some fans who don't mind these things. But a lot of gamers are not into that. A lot of gamers don't, they don't play like that. And some persons are outright saying they are not going to support this game if these types of tropes find themselves into the games that they like. Now guys, there's so much news I can't fit everything into this video because as you know, I'm on vacation and my wife allowed me to make this video although we are on vacation. So I will save it for our next video. Maybe in the next video I could show you what some fans are saying about Intergalactic and how they feel about the game. But don't forget, let me know what you thought about everything that was said today. Are you excited for Intergalactic? Do you find Intergalactic looks like Avatar: The Last Airbender? Whatever the case, let me know in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.